a look at the two teams then. Chris Coleman was impressed enough with what he could see through the blizzard at Sunderland last week to name an unchanged side for this one. It means Helguson continues to keep top scorer Collins John on the bench while Niemi's in goal. Fulham lost 5 of the 7 games he missed recently with a hamstring injury, and with Mark Pembridge injured and Michael Brown still suspended, it's the same substitutes too. Charlton make 4 changes to the side knocked out of the FA Cup at Middlesbrough on Wednesday night. Defender Gonzalo Sorondo returns. He's hardly featured after breaking a foot at Christmas time. He comes in place of Chris Powell. Jason Euell and Darren Ambrose are preferred to Dennis Rommedahl and Brian Hughes in midfield. And Marcus Bent, who was cut-tied at the Riverside in midweek, returns in place of Sean Bartlett up front. The referee this afternoon is Martin Atkinson from Leeds. So Fulham just with a little relegation fear about them, although no one really expects them to go down. They're attacking the goal at the Putney end of Craven Cottage this afternoon. Alongside me in the gantry is Nigel Spackman.
Well, they have a great home record here to Fulham, and I expect them to push on and try and win this game. Charlton at the moment, that disappointment of that FA Cup replay against Middlesbrough on their minds, really need to dig deep, otherwise their season again is going to go out with a whimper.
Hermann Hreidarsson incidentally is captain for Charlton. Luke Young still missing with that ankle injury, although it is hoped that he will be fit by the end of the season and therefore in contention for an England place in the World Cup. Charlton, after winning their first 5 away games, have had a nightmare on the road. It's 11 away games since they last won. That was against Portsmouth back in September. Here come Fulham with Malbranque trying to find McBride. Perry's in the way. Diop, who signed a new contract to 2009 to the delight of Fulham fans this week, but he's lost the ball to Darren Ambrose. Commits a foul in attempting to win it back.
Yeah, bad touch from Diop and came away from him. Ambrose closed him down very quickly and Diop pulled him back. This is a first opportunity for Ambrose to put a decent ball into the box and test Fulham defensively here.
Charlton haven't scored in 4 away games. Darren Ambrose back in the side will take the free kick. Off the head of Morte there, so Charlton will have the corner kick early on. The last Charlton goal on the road was scored by Marcus Bent at the City of Manchester Stadium in a 3-2 defeat in February. 6 hours and 24 minutes of football ago. Can they put it right here though? Out to Holland. With the support behind him, there isn't a great deal. Spector with the ball forward. Pearce underneath it. Marcus Bent with the first shot of the game, straight down the middle.
Well, he kept it down well, Marcus Bent, but didn't really get the direction right, and it was a comfortable save from Niemi. But good start from Charlton.
Helguson along the centre line, away by Spector.
Fulham really need to make passes at the moment. They're giving it away too cheaply when they do receive the ball. That's a foul from Kishishev on Morte, but really Fulham haven't settled into this game yet. It's been Charlton who played all the football, had the better chances. And really for Fulham, they need to get the ball down and make sure they keep the ball better.
They have an opportunity to get into the heart of the Charlton defence. Elliott again will be the man to deliver right-footed. Ian Pearce is up there. So too is the giant figure of Diop. So too is the fist of Thomas Myhre, who again does well under pressure from the cross.
Yeah, good decision from Myhre there. Came looking to catch it, a little bit of breeze, decided to punch clear. And he's had an excellent season for Charlton, plenty of clean sheets. that's one of the reasons why they got on that good cup run.
32 years old now, Thomas Myhre, but he's under contract until 2007, so plenty of life left in him yet. This is Malbranque for Fulham. Diop, who recently returned from a swollen foot picked up at the African Nations Cup. The cross was by Rosenior, and it flicked off Hreidarsson's head for Fulham's first corner of the afternoon. That night, giant figure is in there. Here he is! Close to the opening goal for Fulham, just the wrong side of the post.
Well, it's a good ball played in by Elliott, whipped into that near post, and it's just That Knight's sheer size just holds off Bent here. Gets the header in That Knight, really should have hit the target from there, right at that near post. Just holding off Marcus Bent, but really, with the size and the power that he's got, should be hitting the target there and testing Thomas Myhre.
6'7" of him, hasn't scored since the last day of last season when Fulham thrashed Norwich City by 6 goals to 0. Norwich, of course, went down. Fulham's current form is poor going into this game. They've only won 1 of their last 7 matches, but inevitably, given the unpredictability of football, that of course was against Chelsea, the champions-elect. Niemi's having a very prolonged conversation with his defenders. Chris Coleman is out of the dugout to make his point too.
Well, I think Chris is just asking more from his players. Get the ball down, start our passing and moving game. Cause a few problems for Charlton, because at the moment they're just giving the ball away far too cheaply.
Sorondo wins the header. This is Euell towards Bent, but away by Knight. It's a good turn by Morte. Helguson and McBride are in forward positions. The early cross was repelled by Chris Perry. This is Papa Bouba Diop. Malbranque. Charlton have somehow kept possession. Holland sliding in, but here's Rosenior. Good tackle by Hermann Hreidarsson. Hreidarsson, incidentally, is making his 100th Premiership appearance for Charlton today. Flag is up. Helguson went sprawling over. It'll be a free kick against Sorondo.
Well, Helguson went down. The referee, Atkinson, wasn't going to give this, but his assistant put the flag up. It's coming across Sorondo. Helguson went down rather easy, but the assistant thought that was a free kick, and this is a great opportunity now for Elliott or Morte to put a good ball into the box here and find one of his strikers or one of his big centre-halves who's come up for this.
Well, Elliott is right-footed, Morte left. It's an in-swinger from Morte, was straight in! Brilliant thinking by the Fulham captain, and they have the lead. You may question Myhre's positioning there, but it was a clever free kick, and Fulham have the lead with a quarter of an hour gone.
Well, you give credit to Morte, but from Charlton's point of view, defensively, and Thomas Myhre, they're all over the shop. Nobody on the near post. Myhre thought Euell was going to clear it, but it whips round the wall, the two-man wall. Euell leads it for Myhre. Myhre thinks Euell's dealing with it, and that's one of the softest goals you'll ever see in the Premiership, that's for sure. And just what Fulham needed after a lacklustre start to this game from their point of view. And Charlton find themselves 1-0 down.
Luis Morte's 6th goal of the season. The last one he scored was enough to give them a 1-0 win against Chelsea here. It's just the start that Chris Coleman wanted. Similar to one that Morten Gams Pedersen scored for Blackburn against Middlesbrough recently up at Ewood Park, where he swung it in and caught everyone by surprise. Fulham lifted by that, come forward again. Malbranque. Sorondo away. Goodness only knows what Alan Curvishly made of his defence there, though. No one on the near post. Goalkeeper too close to the centre, and the ball sneaked in.
Well, you have to say that Charlton started the game extremely well. Looked like they're more likely to take the lead here, but from a dubious free kick, I have to say, given away, they find themselves 1-0 down. Very disappointing.
That night backtracking just to knock it away from Darren Bent. Charlton's away day blues could be continuing here. Incredible to think they won their first 5 away games of the season, haven't won one since. Here's Darren Ambrose though. Hreidarsson is forward, snapping away is Malbranque. Now Sorondo gets it away from Helguson. Nice ball in. This is Ambrose. Filled in towards the far post. Jason Euell is there. Fairly tame header. Didn't really trouble Niemi enough.
Very tame header. I think Bent was waiting behind him as well. Lovely floated ball into the back post from Ambrose.
Bent, nicely played. This is Marcus Bent. And now Darren Ambrose. Just a nudge from Diop on the way through, I think.
Well, he's a big guy, isn't he? Diop just comes across Darren Ambrose, not one of the biggest players or the most sturdy of players, and it's a little forearm off there, and the referee, Mr. Atkinson, feels that's a free kick, and now this is a lovely opportunity again for Ambrose to whip one in.
Away by Zat Knight, but it's gone high over his own crossbar for a corner. Fulham's goal. Almost an isolated moment really. Overall, Charlton have had the better of it territorially. Ambrose's corner. Bit of a flap. Hreidarsson's there. Jason Euell got a touch. And Charlton Athletic, a level of 1-1. Not the best goalkeeping by Niemi.
Well, it is terrible defending this time from that man, Niemi, and his Fulham defence. The ball's whipped in, Niemi flaps at it, under pressure, Hreidarsson hooks it back in, Jason Euell reacts the quickest in front of Rosenior, and it's a simple little header into the back of the net. Poor goalkeeping, poor defending, and we've got another goal out of nothing. And Jason Euell will be extremely pleased to get on the score sheet to make it 1-1 for Charlton.
Well, Hreidarsson got the initial flick, but Jason Euell made sure. Charlton come forward again with Bent. Now it's Ambrose. They do deserve that equaliser. Jason Euell's first goal in 25 games going back to November 2004, but of course he missed a huge chunk of this season with a dislocated shoulder. But he's back and he's got his first goal of the season. Bent trying to steer it through to Euell again. It's Darren Bent! Brilliant save by Niemi, or Charlton would have led.
Well, Fulham are all over the shop defensively here. Zat Knight and Rosenior having a go at each other, but really that man in the picture, Darren Bent, should have put Charlton 2-1 up. Really went for power, where really he should have just stroked it into the back of the net, into the far corner. And really a man of his class really should have found the back of the net there.
It's been all Charlton the last 5 minutes or so. They've got their equaliser. Can they take the lead? Again, it's a bit of a flat by Niemi, but he was under undue pressure there. Martin Atkinson signalling a free kick.
Well, really Fulham need to gather their thoughts defensively here. The ball's whipped in by Ambrose, and it's a foul at the near post. This is the chance for Darren Bent. Comes back to him off Rosenior, opens up there, and really should go for the far corner, bend it with his right foot to Niemi's left hand side. He goes for power, and Niemi stands up, but Darren Bent in that position, you just expect him to bend it into that far corner. He's gone for the near post, and Niemi makes a good save with his legs.
The last two meetings between these sides have finished in draws. It's level again. And 51 meetings between them. They've won 17 each and there have been 17 draws, so it is a very, very keenly contested affair historically. Rosenior forward to Malbranque. Fulham have got to do it all again. Tackle was by Jason Euell, and Holland will try and spring a counter. This is Kishishev. Ambrose is in acres of space on this side. Didn't reach him. That night was in the way. This is Malbranque, shadowed by Hreidarsson, whose initial shot allowed Euell to nod in. Now Diop for Fulham. Helguson to his right, but he's given it straight to Matt Holland, who is keen to take possession again. Marcus bent down the right-hand side.
There's a poor pass from Holland there. Benton made a good run for him. But again, players making terrible decisions out there, and the weight of the pass is just really lacklustre at the moment.
Still Charlton in the ascendancy though. This is Darren Ambrose.
Go on!
Kishishev, tackled by Elliott, but that's a good ball in field. Darren Ambrose! Terrific strike.
Well, he got plenty of power in it, did Darren Ambrose, but just leant back on it a little bit. It goes over Niemi's crossbar, but it opens up for him here. Nobody comes out to close him down. He takes on the responsibility of the shot, gets plenty of power, but it's rising all the time over Niemi's crossbar.
Scored for Newcastle against Charlton, against Fulham rather, last season in a 3-1 win at St James's Park. Kishishev again trying to find the crossfield ball for Darren Bent, but again, the man in the way was that night. Now, Morte, it's a terrific run by Luis Morte. Can he finish it? Oh yes he can. That's a terrific goal, and Fulham have regained the lead, and the skipper has got his second of the game, and it was a classic.
Wonderful solo opportunity, solo finish from Luis Morte. It's been Charlton on the attack, and then suddenly it opens up for him, and with his pace he just goes past 2 or 3 players here. Helguson flicks it on. One thing in Morte's mind, take on Euell, take on Sorondo, and then he finds the finish as well. He doesn't go for power, he strokes it on his weaker right foot, back across Myhre, great acceleration away, picks his spot across the goalkeeper, and that's a sweet finish, and that gets Fulham back in front in this game, and the captain, leading by example, keeps his head down, strokes it in the back of the net.
Perry climbing, and the referee saying that Brian McBride was tugged back there. It'll be a free kick to Fulham.
You can see Perry's arms, hands all over McBride's left shoulder there. Referee right on the spot, gives the free kick. And again, this is an excellent opportunity. About 25 yards out for someone to test Thomas Myhre.
Well, Morte's produced one piece of magic from a free kick. He's not going to be involved in this one. Bridge, Diop,
and from that side, you have to say it really fancies the right footer rather than the left footer here.
It looks as if Diop will be the man to strike it. And Myhre this time is in the right place to make the save.
Well, it's a good attempt from Diop. Strolls up to the ball, whips it over the wall, bends it down into that bottom corner, but Thomas Myhre saw it all the way and made a good save down to his right-hand side.
Here's Simon Elliott. It's a decent ball over the top. Chased down by Morte. Just flicked off Spector, but Morte still has it. Wonderful skill again. Just overruns it in the end. Marcus Bent opens it up. Darren Ambrose has got a lot of space down this left-hand side and support from Hreidarsson if he needs it. This is Hreidarsson. Disappointing cross.
Well, it was a disappointing cross, but Darren Bent made the most of it at the back stick. He didn't give up on that when Hreidarsson's cross came in. Darren Bent headed it back in and got himself a throw on the far side.
Well, more pressure from Charlton. Radzinski Kishishev will try and get some distance with the throw. Doesn't get much of a run up over on that far side. Euell, decent cross away by Ian Pearce at the near post. Ian Pearce has started the last 4 after 7 games missing with a combination of back and hamstring problems. Good experienced campaigner in the heart of the defence. Corner Charlton. There's a header. Oh, and this time it's just flicked over the crossbar. I think it's a goal kick. It was Darren Bent with the effort. Popped up to him, similar to the one that Euell had, but this time it went over.
Well, I think he's given a free kick against Jason Euell for going for an overhead kick, which caught Morte in the face. But Hreidarsson makes a great run across the near post, wins the header. Darren Bent hits it with the outside of his right foot, didn't really control it, and it's come off the crossbar. And there's the captain, Morte, putting his head in there, clearing it off the line. Jason Euell goes with his studs, and the referee gives the free kick. But it's a let-off again for Fulham. Really, Darren Bent couldn't quite control his finish, and it hit the crossbar instead of the back of the net.
Hit the crossbar twice, unusually. Bounced up, popped off it again. Jason Euell, I suppose, felt he had a right to go for it, but the boot was high. Here's McBride, thumped away by Spector. Overall, they've had the better chances, Charlton. 7 minutes left, but they trail by 2 goals to 1. Wainbridge hoping to make it possibly 3-1. With a long throw in towards McBride, away by Perry. This is Marcus Bent. Again turns neatly. He's looking for his partner in crime, Darren Bent. Hreidarsson's made a good run down that flank. Bent goes for goal! Saved by Niemi. Comfortably enough, I think.
Well, it's good movement from Darren Bent. Lovely ball from Marcus Bent over the top. Just hits him on the hill there, but he's got one thing in his mind. He's got Hreidarsson on the outside, but I'm not doing that. I'm going for goal myself. Deflects up off Rosenior, and Niemi makes the save.
I think the keeper saw it all the way. Worth a try when you've scored 20 goals this season. Confidence is high. It's the top scoring Englishman in the Premiership this season. Only Thierry Henry and Ruud van Nistelrooy have scored more.
I have to say there that Hreidarsson went for the ball.
Alan Kirbish's kicked the ball out there, and it's hit Steve Malbranque. It was an angry kind of kick by the Charlton boss. It whacked against Fulham's number 4.
Well, I think that Alan Kirbishy feels the same as me, that Malbranque actually dived there. But you can't go kicking the ball with professional footballers on the field there, Alan. I know it's a good pass.
Yeah, the 4th official, Mike Thorpe, has just had a little word with Mervyn Day about Charlton manager's conduct there. It's a rather petulant piece of play.
Well, I think it's frustration, really. He's right in line with the incident, and he feels that Malbranque went down. The referee gave the free kick, but Malbranque just toes it away there. Hreidarsson comes across. I don't think there's any contact, and that's what Alan Kirbishley thought as well. But then the ball comes to him, and he's always been a good passer as Alan, and he finds the target.
The old magic's still there. He was an excellent midfield player in his day. West Ham and Birmingham. Malbranque trying to get his way through. I think that hit Hreidarsson's hand as he was on the deck. It's a free kick to Fulham.
Yeah, Malbranque running at Hreidarsson. It does hit him on the arm there. Right decision this time from the referee.
Morte very much the man of the moment for Fulham. Elliott enjoys the dead ball situation. It's not quite as acute as the one from which he scored, but it's Morte who will strike. It's a decent run. just enough of Sorondo's head there, I think, to prevent McBride getting a decent chance.
Yeah, but it's a lovely whipped free kick in from Morte with that left foot, bending it in towards the far post. And McBride's there, Pearce is there.
That is half-time at Craven Cottage, a strange half really, in which Charlton have been the better side pretty much throughout and had the better chances, but find themselves 2-1 down thanks to the Fulham skipper Luis Morte, first with an audacious free kick knocked in from wide on the right-hand side, and then a sublime piece of individual skill capping a super run with a wonderful finish. Jason Euell nodded Charlton level for a while, but although his team have had the better of it overall, Alan Kirbishley, who showed his frustration at times, goes into the dugout trailing. It's Fulham 2, Charlton Athletic 1. Grey day in West London. So Fulham leading 2-1, but Charlton generally the better side. So often the case in this game. Luis Morte, the hero of the first half of Fulham. Can Charlton get back into this game? Victory for Fulham would pretty much guarantee them Premiership football next season if there was any real doubt at all. Darren Bent on the far side. Now Jason Euell. Offside decision early in the second half, with his thoughts on how it might pan out, Nigel Spackman.
Well, I think both managers would have got into their players at half-time and say, look, we can play better than what we've shown in the first 45 minutes, but that man, Chris Coleman, would be extremely pleased that his side were in front, because I've seen them play a lot better this season and not get anything out of games, but they really didn't get going in that first half, but found themselves leading at half-time 2-1.
Well, it is a home record that most clubs would be proud of, that Fulham have. Only lost 4 of 16 here, as Helguson rubs his thigh. And Fulham's away form have been even 20 or 30% better. They might have been knocking on the door at the other end of the table, but their dismal record on the road has left them close to the bottom, but never really looking as if they'll end up in the relegation shake-up. They certainly won't unless Charlton get a goal or two in this second period. Here's Morte, hero of the first half. Wayne Bridge. It's bypassed Malbranque. Jason Euell has it. This is Kishishev. Spector with the ball forward. Offside flag against Marcus and Darren Bent.
Well, they're just trying to get in behind too quickly there, and Fulham are holding a good line defensively at the moment. It's holding their line, letting Marcus Bent and Darren Bent run offside there. It's actually 3 players offside in a row.
Helguson over on the far side. McBride and Malbranque perhaps to aim at for Helguson, but he's given it straight to Gonzalo Sorondo. It's opened up a little bit though. Here's Euell. Pearce for Fulham. It's dropped for Morte. Kishishev in the way. Play waved on despite a half-hearted appeal for handball there by Fulham. That's nice by Marcus Bent. Tries to roll it into Darren Bent. It's defended by Zach Knight.
That was good play from Marcus Bent. Good turn on the ball, trying to thread the pass through. Got his team the corner.
Charlton fans sense an opportunity perhaps to equalise for the second time. Sorondo is up there. Ambrose with the corner. Throw has gone Charlton's way, so they have the chance to keep the pressure on. This is Darren Ambrose. Holland. Kishishev cross blocked by Helguson. This is Holland finding Spector. Sorondo just behind him. He's gone square to Hreidarsson. There's room for a shot here. I think it took a flick on the way through. It'll be a corner kick.
That's better from Charlton. They kept the ball on the right hand side, got it out to Hreidarsson on the left, opens up nicely for him, comes off Zach Knight's thigh there and goes out for a corner.
It's by far the most productive spell of the second half so far, and it's come from Charlton Athletic, who have another corner. Missed kick there. Holland knocked away by Diop. Kishishev was dwelling on it there, but Holland rescued him. Spector forward again for Charlton. Wainbridge with the clearing header. Foul by Malbranque on Sorondo.
This is better pressure from Charlton though, getting the ball down, playing it around a little bit, asking questions of Fulham defensively. There's the chance from Matt Holland. It came out to him on the edge of the box. Controlled finish, trying to keep it down. Diop gets the header away in front of his goalkeeper.
We are going to have a substitution. Radzinski Kishishev is leaving the field of play, and he will be replaced by Jerome Thomas, who is a more attacking-minded midfield player. England under-21 international Jerome Thomas comes onto the field. Chris Perry with the free kick. Marcus Bent's header flicked away by Morte, back in by Holland and then away by Pearce. Thomas will get his first touch. It's gone across to that left-hand side. This is Euell. Holland's given it straight to Wainbridge.
Well, it's a positive substitution from Alan Curvisley to bring Jerome Thomas on that left-hand side. Got him on the left and Ambrose on the right, and they're trying to push Jason Euell forward from midfield as well.
Here is Ambrose. Can't get round Bridge at the moment. Oof. Oh, Morte smacked that one behind. Almost felt that up here.
That's good play from Ambrose, taking on Wainbridge, keeps it in play, but Morte backing up, comes across and tries to kick that off Ambrose for a goal kick, but Ambrose got out the way.
Quickly taking corner. Jerome Thomas for Charlton. Here's Ambrose. Holland. Ambrose again. Away by Brian McBride, up towards Steve Malbranque. Looking to get beyond Spector. Intercepted by Holland. This is Marcus Bent with a neat turn. Thomas has got skill, has got pace. Jason Euell. Holland with the chip, Bent with the run, but Pearce with the clearance. Wainbridge upfield. It'll be a free kick to Fulham after Marcus Bent collided with Simon Elliott. There will be a substitution for Fulham now. Philippe Christanval is about to come on. And that was Elliott's last action of the game. So both sides making the early substitution in the second half. Philippe Christanval is a French former Monaco defender. Bridge with the ball forward. Sorondo away. Christanval's first touch gives it away to Jerome Thomas. Diop gets it back from Rosenior. Now Malbranque. Spector getting there ahead of Morte. Hreidarsson completed the clearance. They'll go all the way back for a free kick.
Well, the referee thought it was just a late challenge there from Morte on Hreidarsson. It comes out, cleared, and nothing much in that. But the referee gave the free kick. Now Christanval's come on, he's going to sit right in front of the back four and try and protect the two centre-backs along with Diop, and let the likes of Malbranque and Morte get forward and try and keep what they've got at the moment.
What they've got is a 2-1 lead, but Charlton try to get back. Good cross by Ambrose, just flicked away by Knight. Christanval, incidentally, is on as a substitute for the 5th time in 6 games for Fulham. He's very much a defensive player, hasn't scored for 8 years. No offside against Helguson. Malbranque is just in field. It's a decent ball down the line to Rosenior. 2 in the box for him. But he was well dealt with by Chris Perry. Only 11 players have made more Premiership appearances than Chris Perry. Here's Malbranque. Just getting a little bit tangled under his feet. There are 2 players shepherding him, but he's won a throw in for Fulham. Flag has been raised, possibly a foul throw.
Well, that's Rosenior. He did a foul throw in the first half as well. Now he's done one in the second, and that's a very rare occurrence in our Premiership these days, foul throws.
Quality of throw-ins isn't what it used to be. Knocked forward for Fulham, headed away, but it might drop for Helguson, who goes crashing to the ground, and it will be a free kick against Matt Holland.
Well, I'm not so sure this is a free kick, this, as it's come down. Helguson comes across, just catches him across the ribs. Referee spot on. From our angle, it looked like he just dived, having miscontrolled it. But this is an excellent opportunity now for Fulham to test Thomas Myhre. I wouldn't be surprised if Diop fancies smashing this one with a bit of power. And there again, his captain might want his hat-trick.
Well, Charlton have been put to the sword by a free kick already this afternoon. Diop and Morte, either a right or a left-footed delivery. It'll be Morte, off the wall and off the line by Jason Euell. That was a magnificent clearance.
It's a well-worked free kick. Diop over the top of the ball. Plenty of pace from Morte, deflected off Jerome Thomas, off his hand, and that's what Morte was claiming, a handball. But Jason Euell was alert to it anyway and cleared it for a corner.
And not only cleared it, he got it away around the post. Great defending. Fulham have a corner. Missed by several players on its way through. Just caught a flick. It'll be a Fulham throw in. A little spell of pressure from the home side. Bridge will scamper across to use his prowess as a long throw expert, perhaps. Away by Perry. This is Marcus Bent. Marcus Bent caught in possession by Brian McBride. Fulham have it back with Diop, and now Bridge. This is Helguson. A neat play by Fulham in and around the area. Here's Bridge on the overlap. Decent enough cross, but no one far enough forward in a white shirt.
Well, Morte made the run to the near post, and Wayne Bridge had to lift it, and nobody was coming around the back. But this is better build-up play from Fulham. 8 or 9 passes, he comes out to Bridge, he puts it to the back stick, but Morte makes the run to the near stick.
Well, after a spell of pressure at one end, which Charlton have weathered, they have the chance maybe to exert some at the other. This is Matt Holland. Not a terribly convincing flick away by Ian Pearce. This is Jason Euell. Muscled out of it by Diop. Free kick for a challenge by Euell on the big midfield player.
I have to say it's a free kick, but I think Diop's gone down thinking like he's really done himself an injury there. I know he's been out with an ankle problem, but this is just a bit of frustration with Jason Euell. Diop does very well, sticks his backside into him, and afterwards he just trips him up, and that's all it was. It was just a trip up. Referee comes across, gives a free kick, but Diop is trying to make the most of it and try and get players yellow cards. That's what I don't like to see in our game recently. There's too much of this going on. Fellow players trying to get others booked or sent off.
Martin Atkinson hasn't seen fit to produce a yellow card yet. He's had a fairly firm grip on proceedings so far. Sorondo away. Here's Morte. Wayne Bridge has gone sprinting down that flank, but Morte crosses himself. McBride was lurking at the far post, but so too was Hermann Hreidarsson.
That was excellent defending from Hreidarsson, though, the back stick there.
There's danger here, and if anyone had been in the 18-yard box for Fulham, they might well have got on the end of that. Knocked back by Brian McBride. He chased a lost cause, got to the byline, whipped it back in, and there was no one there. Here's Malbranque for Fulham. Good little spell for them, but not a good ball by Malbranque. Away by Spector as far as Ambrose. Off he goes down the right flank. Shown too much of it to Wayne Bridge though.
This is the ball over the top which McBride chases. Perry doesn't think he's going to get there, and when he cuts it back there's nobody in the 18-yard box. Nobody took the chance to get up alongside him, and let off to Charlton.
Brian McBride seemed to be the only person on the pitch who felt there was any chance of him getting to that ball. Here's Christanval, and now Diop. Decent shot on the turn, and Myhre none too steady with his handling there. Should have held it instead. He's given away a corner.
Well, it's a difficult one to deal with for the goalkeeper, because as it comes out to Diop, it just sits up nicely for him to hit on the volley. It comes past Sorondo, dips in front of the goalkeeper. He gets himself in the way of it. It's a bending ball, dip it in front of him. Myhre gets his hands and his knees in the way and diverts it out for a corner. But a great strike from Diop.
Fulham still leading by 2-1. You sense a third would probably kill Charlton off.
Yes, away!
Malbranque with the corner kicks gone all the way through to Jerome Thomas. He's got players coming through. Darren Bent getting forward at pace. Thomas plays it straight to Wayne Bridge instead. Over goes Holland under pressure from McBride. That'll be a free kick to Charlton, which Sorondo takes swiftly. Again, Bridge is the man intercepting. Philippe Christanval. And this is Helguson. Clever cushion ball by Morte to Malbranque. That's very neat by Fulham. Here's Morte again. Malbranque beaten to it by Perry though. Ambrose forward. Knight did well to get across, with Darren Bent as ever trying to get on the end of it. Knight's gone down hurt. Still on the deck. It's out of play now, I suspect, or it will be soon.
Well, it's good defending from Zach Knight here, because if he misses it, Darren Bent's got the run on him, but he threw himself across, got the header in, and looked like he landed awkwardly, and I think that's his left hamstring that he's holding. Good defending, heads it away, lands there. And he has got a problem with his hamstrings, Zach Knight. Heads it away. Good defending in the first place, but he does struggle with his hamstrings. But I think he'll be okay.
Morte trying to get ahead to it, did well to do so actually against the big figure of Hermann Hreidarsson. Helguson brought down by Sorondo. I cannot believe it.
Well, if you go to ground as a defender in these conditions, if you don't time it perfectly, you're going to give the free kick away, and that's what Sorondo did there. Helguson did extremely well to lean into him, invite the challenge. He slid in, Sorondo, nowhere near the ball. Helguson gets the free kick, and this is another opportunity now for Fulham to find the back of the net, and I'm sure that Morte from this angle on a hat-trick in these conditions, they fancy pulling the trigger here.
5 minutes left on a very, very rainy Easter weekend. Fulham will surely end it once and for all. If they score here, it's Diop! Goodness me. Almost ended up in the Thames.
Well, I know we're not that far from Twickenham here. I think it would have been better suited to Twickenham rather than Craven Cottage from Diop there, and I'm very surprised that Morte didn't really try and bend that in with his left foot. It's a better angle. Diop's got to go for power and get it up and over the wall and on target. I think that man there, Lewis Morte, who scored the 2 goals, really should have been going for his hat-trick.
It's a big kick by the Norwegian keeper. Bothroyd with a flick, chased by Marcus Bent and hooked away by Wayne Bridge.
But that's what they've got to do more of in these closing couple of minutes here, Charlton. If they're to get anything out of the game, get it forward early.
Jonathan Spector with the cross. Easy for Niemi, who tracked it all the way. There's a Fulham player who's gone down in the 6-yard box. It's Luis Morte. Looks like he's got a bang on his ear. He's having a conversation with the referee about something.
But he can't hear what the referee's saying back at the moment. He's got a bang on the ear, as he said. But it's a poor cross in from his full-back Jonathan Spector. No pace on it. As the ball comes in from Spector, the keeper's coming for this. Too much height on it, not enough pace. And as Hreidarsson catches him with an elbow on the side of the head, that's why Morte's gone down. He's complaining. He's coming behind, and there's the arm goes across, and it looks like an elbow to me.
Yeah, that was not the best, was it?
I think Hreidarsson's very fortunate to get away with that.
I think if the assistant or the referee had seen that, there's a case for a possible red card there in what hasn't been a dirty game by any means.
No, if the referee or the assistant had seen that, that man Hreidarsson would have been off the park, but he did make contact with Morte, and it's good to see that Morte didn't react too much.
We're in the final minute. Fulham leading by 2-1. All the goal scoring action in the first half. A couple of minutes to add on, I should think. Charlton trying to find the last hurrah. Jonathan Spector on his weaker foot rather scuffs the cross in. Hreidarsson climbs. Here's Bent. Hreidarsson again gets it forward. Marcus Bent! What a save! Niemi. Absolutely brilliant goalkeeping from Marcus Bent's thunderous volley.
Well, Marcus Bent thinks he scored here. Good pressure from Charlton, keep it in there. And as it comes out to Marcus Bent, he hits it with great power and great reaction from Niemi to push it over for this corner. Excellent save from the big goalkeeper.
He's got more work to do possibly. Jerome Thomas with the in-swinging corner kick. And he's saved brilliantly again. This time from Hermann Hreidarsson. Fabulous goalkeeping by Niemi. May well have secured Fulham's victory.
Well, it's an excellent save with his hands and now with his feet.
Pressure still on. Sorondo climbing, finally a free kick. Well, if they do win this game and they're very close to it, that man will be instrumental.
Well, it's a lovely throw-to ball in. Hreidarsson gets up early, heads it down, does everything right, and Niemi reacts extremely well with his left foot there. Good header, heads it down. Niemi with a good save with his left foot on the back of that save that he's just made with his hands to push it out for the corner. I think he's going to secure those 3 points for Fulham this afternoon. Here's the one for Bent. It comes round the back. He hits it with great power. He thinks he's scored. Niemi reacts extremely well, chips it over the crossbar.
Here's Morte. The flurry from Charlton is over. We're into stoppage time.
Well, this is an excellent win for Fulham.
Yes,
really against the run of play in the first half, I have to say, John, where Charlton really did get on top, but great 2 goals from that man, Lewis Morte and his manager Chris Coleman just about seeing his team get over the line and get another 3 points here at Craven Cottage. Excellent home record.
It'll take them to 39, and I think any mild question mark will be removed about relegation. Popped out again to the delight of the Fulham fans in that corner. I'm glad I bought my umbrella, Nigel. I tell you, it's going to be a wet walk home.
It is absolutely pouring down here. It's cold as well, John, isn't it?
Thomas Myhre gathers the ball, but has been told to go back. It will be a goal kick. It had crossed the line. Surely only one despairing chance possibly for Charlton. No, there won't be. They've lost again on their travels. Fulham have won again at home. Chris Coleman's faint relegation fears have completely evaporated now in the rain at Craven Cottage. Luis Morte, the hero for Fulham, the skipper, getting 2 goals in the first half. The first, a clever free kick. The second, a wonderful finish after a terrific run. In between those 2 goals, Jason Euell nodded Charlton briefly back into contention. A little bit rough on Alan Kirbishley's men, who dominated the game for long periods. But it's Morte's double strike and a double save at the end by Niemi to deny Marcus Bent and Hermann Hreidarsson, which ensures that Fulham win this London derby. A soggy and miserable end for Alan Kirbishley. It finished at Craven Cottage, Fulham 2, Charlton Athletic 1. Well, Luis, congratulations on a victory for Fulham and 2 very well taken goals by yourself.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it was good score, but the most important was the 3 points that we were looking for, and we did it today.
Tell us about the free kick. It was very wide on the right-hand side. I'm sure it was deliberate. If it was very clever.
Yeah, it was a little gap, and that's the kind of situation that the defender doesn't know if he goes or if the goalkeeper is right behind him, if the goalkeeper go for that, So I just try, and I think it was a bit cheeky.
And I think if you had to probably pick one word to describe Charlton's afternoon, it's frustrating.
Very. I think we came here last year and done a similar thing. Created most of the chances. Should have got the result, and we end up coming away with nothing. And I'm so disappointed. I'm disappointed that our away form this season is so topsy-turvy. But recently we've arrested it a little bit. But we've conceded early again.
Steve, does that end any lingering slight doubts about relegation?
Well, I think it does. It was a great performance, and then it puts a good bit of daylight between us and the other teams down there. Another great home performance. We've now got 11 wins at home. It must be one of the best home season tickets in the league, so we're absolutely delighted with that.
Your disappointment was quite evident at times when you did come down to the dugout. I think you kicked a ball and it hit Steve Malbranque, and then you had a few words. It looked like, actually Nigel Speckman said it looked like one of your old passes. Always found your man, but there was clear frustration, wasn't there?
There was, because I felt the ref, in the skirmishes, in the challenges, didn't quite get it right, and as Malbranque was running our way, he fell over, and the linesman was right next to us, and he fell over and claimed the foul and got it, and things like that infuriate us. We can all see handball, we can all see a deliberate goal scoring chance, we can all see that, we can see if an elbow's gone in, and you can do anything you want, but it's the little stuff, and the game was getting broke up by people falling over, 15 stone men falling over. So I told him, I don't mind. I'm very critical of my team's performance and things, and if I think that a ref will benefit from something like that, well, I will. I'm going to look at the video, and I've told him I'm going to look at the video, and if I'm wrong, I will write him a letter and tell him I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'll write to Keith Hackett, because that's what I do. I think if we don't do that, then how are we all going to learn, and how are we all going to make it better?
So Fulham beat Charlton by 2-1 at the Cottage. Big win for Fulham today. Probably safe now with 39 points, do you think?
Yeah, you have to say, and it's the home form that's got them there.
Well, it's certainly not their away form.
Absolutely not.
Crazy goal though to put them ahead from Luis Morte.
Yeah, And he said that usually the guy there's about to take with his right foot, and he said, you don't even run over it, look at the gap that they've left there. And Jason Euell thinks his keeper's covered it and doesn't want to dive it in the net himself, but you'd expect him to throw his body in the way there.
And Lewis Morte's second goal was pure class.
Oh, it's fantastic. He's responded so well. You know, when they give him the captaincy, he was going to leave, he stayed, signed a new contract, and this is what he can do. He's been doing it for a few years now. And he passes it with his what he calls his poor foot and passes it across the keeper into the bottom corner. And he's been tremendous for them. He really has been a quality player for him.
Well, they've got to do now is win a few away games next season.
Absolutely. A touch of irony, wasn't it, if they'd have won the game against Sunderland. It was always going to get called off as soon as they went in.